Howdy all, welcome back to Lives. I think it's time we play a little Ark. Aberration. Alright. I need metal. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Where's my other doggy? There you are. I need you guys to come with me. I need Slowpoke McGee here. Also, to come with me. Oh, you know what? You're gonna need some food. All you've got on you is blue crystals. Let's get you some food. Let's go ahead and transfer those now. What? He's so slow. I wish he could roll up like the other one, the Doedicurus. Because at least that way he's slow, but I don't have to constantly make him move. I kind of like the whole roll up into a ball and just let it run its way. Dogs, you with me? Yep, alright. Can't trust those guys. They are terrible pathfinders. They will get hung up on the tiniest stuff. It's crazy. So, does that look like a metal rock over there? I'm not sure. I don't think it is. There used to be metal rock down through here, and I collected a bunch of it, and it has not come back. I thought it was supposed to come back. You guys still with me? Yep, alright. Yeah, we got to play our game of D&D last night. Went pretty well. Better than I was expecting. I was really expecting a long, drawn-out shopping episode. Because usually we get one active episode and then one nothing happens episode. And for some of the characters, at least anyways, last night it was a pretty active episode. We had to come back and turn in our quest, so job. It was a job. It wasn't even a quest this time. We got hired to go and snatch a dragon egg. We wound up killing the dragon and getting the egg. And so we had to return all that. I feel like I missed my turn off here. Nope, here it is. And so I had removed the dragon head to take with us because nobody else said anything about it, and so I thought it'd be cool to, in a very abstract way, it would be cool to take the head of the dragon that we killed and mount it in our imaginary mansion, you know. And so we did that, and when we got there, the store was closed, which was really weird because it's the middle of the day. And there was a murder. Ooh. Which I find a little bizarre that the entire town would clear out to see this murder because it's a huge town. I feel like our DM has no scope of size. And so his towns are really bizarre. And so like the town we're in now takes us an hour and a half to walk across, which is pretty big. But everybody in the other districts from the town have left their shops because of a murder. A single person murder. And which, I mean, I'm not saying, you know, murder's not necessarily going to be shocking or whatever, but we're in a game world where people die from horrible creatures on a daily basis, um, and and so it's a little bizarre to me that everybody would be gone to see this murder. Um, but anyways, so the guy who owns the store says he knows who did it, and so we went with him. Turned out to be orcs. We're not sure why. We'll talk about that. That part's got nothing to do with my DM. That part's all to do with the wizard. The wizard who is always causing me issues. Are you gonna hit that rock over there or what? So we, man, I love getting metal with this Ankylosaurus, I tell ya. He makes my life so much easier. I just wish he had the same weight reducing abilities as everything else that does this. You want to load up a bunch of lumber? There's a couple of different animals that you can just overload with tons and tons of lumber. You want to do it with stone? There's a couple of animals you can do it with tons and tons of stone. You want to do it with something useful like metal? Well, good luck with that. Okay, I need you guys to come over here, please, a little closer. Thank you. I feel like that's probably all the metal we're going to be able to... Oh, you didn't get close enough. Dang it. These dinosaurs, I tell you, sometimes they stand too close, and then when you need them to be close, they don't want to have anything to do with you. Okay, that's probably my load of metal right there, so we can take this back now. I can't load this guy up because, well, he's my mount. And I can't leave him here because he'll die. I know he will. If I am not controlling my dinos, they just die. But so we follow these orcs out, and they're first off, I thought orcs were like evil creatures, but now they're allowed to wander around the towns. We've never seen that before. Every time there's been orcs, we've been sent to kill them. So I find it a little weird that suddenly they're allowed to shop in the town and somehow acquire a ship. But it happened. And so we... anyways, we got out there and everything's going fine. My character speaks orc due to, well, my choices. I chose that he could speak orc. I like to build my characters with a plan. Not based on making them the most powerful characters, but based on a story. And so my character is a soldier who fought in a war in the city we're in currently against orcs and goblins. Now that's a backstory that my DM has been using. So once again, I fought a war against these things, so it's a little suspicious that they just let them in the city at this point. But that's why he speaks orc, because he spent so much time with half-orcs and fighting against orcs and stuff like that. And hey, good for you to slide around there. And so we get to the ship, and everybody's at this murder on the opposite side of town, so I'm like, okay. I'm thinking, well, I'll take advantage of this. So I speak orc, nobody else speaks orc. So I start talking to the orcs in orcish. And, I get them to bring the captain out. Now, we don't know that these orcs actually killed anybody. We only have the word of a dwarf that the orcs did it. And his evidence that the orcs had did it was he sold the orcs weapons, and the body had been dismembered, and in his opinion, it could only have been dismembered in the way it was done, with really sharp weapons held by someone really strong, or a really strong person, or someone with really sharp weapons. One of those three options. That's it. That was his evidence. He sold orcs weapons, and he thought an orc with a weapon could dismember this body this way. So I wanted to talk to them and make sure before everybody just started killing people. Which, we go into a drow city, we get attacked by drow, I try to fight the drow, and they're like, oh, we can't just kill everybody. We have a city get taken over by drow, and they have non-drow associates, and they've killed hundreds of people according to everyone we've talked to. Oh, we can't just kill them, we need to arrest them and send them to prison. So now we got a band of orcs who may or may not have committed this murder. We still don't know. I'm going to assume they did, based off of the information we got, and the fact that I don't ever expect anything to be too deep in this storyline. But hey, you're supposed to be following me, not him. I need you to come up here. Oh no, did I leave? Oh, I did leave this thing on because it was making tons of electronics for me. So we get there, and talking to the orc captain, and I'm trying to make it seem that we would like to get out of town as soon as possible. And since they're the only ship at the docks that are currently preparing for a trip, that maybe we could buy our way onto his ship to get out of town. And I want him to think we were on the shady side, maybe. And at first he refused, but we had just killed a dragon, and so I flash out this bag of gems I currently am carrying. It's a lot of gems. And so, look at that. See, I told you. Sometimes they just get stuck on the weirdest things. That was a good run there, buddies. Okay, and then that will cook me up some metal. And then I need... okay, I got my chemistry thing up top. I'm working on this elevator, so... which is out of metal. That's why I had to bring the metal back. I have 98 electronics, so I can make 4 more bits of that. I do not have the polymers for 4 more, though. I do have the cementing paste for 4 more. Alright. So while that's cooking, I need to go kill me a crab. So, I'm standing there talking to him, and the other people are standing there, but they can't understand a word of what I'm saying because it's all in Orcish. And so I ask him if it's alright if we switch to common, because none of the people with me speak common. And the wizard in the party had decided, as usual, to hide, because he doesn't like it when bad guys see his character and get anywhere near him when there's... Like, I understand you don't want your character to get injured, but he takes it to extremes, and it gets annoying to me sometimes. Like, we come up with this plan to sneak into a city, and if everything goes right, we'll get in this city. If everything goes wrong, there's going to be a huge fight. And so it's either one way or the other. There's no in between. And seriously, dude, get over here and get dead. Okay, there we go. 250 polymer. And so what's he do? He opts not to go along with the plan and turns himself invisible and follows from a distance. A trick with the invisibility is it wears off, and it didn't in this case, but it could have. Or they could have some kind of scrying magic since we're entering a walled city or something to make sure people can't sneak in, you know, stuff like that. And so instead of going along with a plan which might result in having to fight, he opted to hide because he could run off and maybe get help, he said. No, we're deep underground. Your job is to help us fight. You're on the team. Help us fight, not run off. So, he opts not to get anywhere near the ship last night. Instead, he's going to hide on the docks, but he wants to be close enough to be able to cast spells just in case. And so while I'm talking to the guy, he moves his wizard around and decides that he definitely should throw a fireball into the middle of the ship while I'm talking. And so I'm talking to the guy, fireball comes screaming in and hits like half the crew and the guy I'm talking to. And so I'm in the middle of talking to this guy, and I said that we were trying to get out of the city, and I was buying passage, and they're like, "Well, we're not trying to leave." And I turned and I said, "Wink, wink," and so he took that as the sign. You know, my guy's a little trigger happy, so I'm gonna take that as a sign that I should attack. And I'm like, seriously? I'm just trying to talk to this guy. And that was a wink wink that... Well, my character doesn't know that, so he thinks that was your signal to attack. I didn't have a signal. We didn't agree on any... So now I'm not even allowed to have a conversation with an NPC. Thanks. Oh, man. You know what? I think I really only need, like, what, maybe one more of those? I'm not sure how the elevator works. I need to back you off, though. Back up, because I gotta put an elevator platform in here next. As soon as I get enough metal. Okay, that should be enough metal for one more track. What do I have to have for the platforms, though? I don't know. I'm just going to type this in. Okay, metal. I just need metal. Metal and a lot more cementing paste. Ooh, do I have more cementing paste, though? I did have some being made up here at one point. No, there's no cementing paste up here, but I could make some cementing paste. I should just probably go with the large platform, right? So let's go get some rocks then, and we'll come back. And so that ended my conversation. He just threw a fireball right into the middle of my having a conversation. I was questioning the guy to make sure he was the guy, I mean, it turned out they were horrible people anyways, but still, we don't know if these orcs are the ones that killed this guy. And they only killed the guy because the wizard talked to the guy earlier. In fact, we had a whole giant argument between the wizard and our ranger over which one was responsible for possibly releasing a murderer into the city. We had an episode where my character was not there, and so they had to fight on their own. And so instead of opting to actually fight, they persuaded a bandit to turn on his group, and he got beheaded because they persuaded him to turn on his group. And then they, I don't mean like they just talked him over. I mean like they cast spells and stuff to make him switch sides. And so he switches sides, and then they scare off the rest of the bandits. And so they bring this decapitated corpse back to the city, and they res him, and then they just let him go. And so then they thought maybe he had done the murder. And so they're arguing over whose fault it was that they brought back a bandit to the town. My character hadn't been there. So I was questioning them as to exactly what had happened and why they were thinking they had done something that caused a murder in the city while we were gone, because we weren't there. We'd all just left to go do the dragon fight. And oh right, I'm like 13. I need more than that, but that's the increased amount of jobs that you get. More cementing paste per job than you do in the mortar and pestle, so it comes up as a lower number. Kind of like that. And so anyways, and then this is the best part right here. I am standing on a ship full of guys who now want to kill me. I yell out and pulled my bow and took 2 shots in the direction of the wizard. Since he wasn't seen, I thought maybe I could pull off a ruse. I failed, but I tried. That the wizard was there to get me, and that we were just trying to get away. And so it didn't work, but I tried to roll with having someone throw a giant fireball in the middle of my... Oh, I need more metal ingots. Oh, I need 800 metal ingots for this. Woo! What do I go with a medium one? Let's try a medium one. I don't know what the difference is. I don't have enough metal for a medium one either. I'm just a little bit shy. So let's go ahead, we'll turn that off. We'll wait for 80 more ingots here. And so after he throws the fireball, he goes and hides. So he started the fight, and then he didn't help with the fight. And then the ranger goes over and sits down on the beach. And he's like, yeah, I'm not going to be part of that. I'm just going to sit over here and watch. Seriously? And then the bard, he runs up, turns himself invisible, casts 1 spell, I think, and then jumps off the ship and joins the other guys on the beach. It basically left me and the druid and a couple of NPCs who were there with us to do all the fighting. And so it might as well have just been me and the druid at that point. But of course, once everything was dead, well then, obviously the wizard's got to run back on and start the looting, because, you know, everything that gets looted needs to go to him because he's the wizard. Oh, I thought that was enough. I thought I need 6 more. Come on, I've never made one of these. I just want to see this elevator thing. And, you know, so we do some looting, and we find some stuff, and I was a little disappointed with the reaction that people had. We found a compass that will point to the nearest type of creature that you specify. And they're like, oh yeah, alright, well, I guess that's a thing. Doesn't sound really useful. I'm like, are you kidding me? That sounds amazing. So I took it. They don't want it, I'll take it. Dude, you're possibly the thing in my way? Is there a switch that I don't have? I don't know how to... Oh. How do I make it go back down? That's really nice. That's way smoother than I was expecting. Where's my Doedicurus? Alright, we're gonna go get some more rocks here. I want to see what happens when I put this guy up on there. Loaded up with rocks. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. One of the NPCs, the dwarf who claimed that orcs had done all the killing, he was there, and so the wizard, he throws a fireball, and then runs off to hide, and then one of the orcs wound up closer to the beach, and so the dwarf ran after him, and the wizard says the dwarf can't attack that turn. He has to. All right, that should be. Yep, you're good. He has to spend all his action running, and so he just runs up to. Come on, dude. I don't know what he was doing. Running up to the orc, and the wizard's. It's the wizard's turn, and then it's going to be the dwarf's turn before. Is it going to be the dwarf's turn? I don't remember. I think the orcs actually would have gone before the dwarf. Either way, the dwarf wound up killing the orc, but the wizard's like, I'm going to prepare my weakest attack spell to attack the orc once the dwarf attacks. And I'm like, why don't you just attack him? No, I'm actually going to wait until after the dwarf attacks, and if he's still alive, then I'll attack. Because the wizard's got this thing where he wants to get the kill shot on things, which has zero usefulness in... No, I need you to stay on. Oh, dude, it totally just lifts him right up, and then he's going to poop and walk off. Well, I wonder if I can get some more wooden platforms here some wooden ceilings to cover that gap. I don't apparently have any in here. I should check my guys here. Nope, I do have wood though. Alright, I would like to craft a wooden ceiling. I need thatch. I have plenty of thatch. Ceiling. And then this will probably be last thing we attempt here today. Okay. Take me up. Take me up. I'm terrible at finding those little hot spots. Okay, so if I put that there, you're fine. You just come right up to that. Sweet. I probably need to move Dumpy's face there back. Oh, dude, you're too overweight to even move here. Okay, what's the little follow? I want you to come over here onto the elevator. Come on, this will be great if this works. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna work at this point. Elevate up. I elevated right into Dumpy's face. No. Oh. Well, that's kind of creepy, but I need you to get a little closer. Look at that. Yeah, I back up my big guy there, and this elevator will totally work. All right, let's go ahead and tell you to stop. But yeah, it drives me insane sometimes with these guys. Just their unwillingness to participate in what's going on. is just... No! Why don't you want to stay up there? Dude, you were just standing still. Where did he go? Look at him. What's he doing? Oh, he's still following me. I told him to stop. He totally didn't listen. Yeah. Anyways, I got myself a cool new elevator to get supplies at the top. I probably need to run two more ceilings in there. I only have enough stuff on me for one to go ahead and gap that, and then you have got to back your big goofy face up out of my way here. That's pretty awesome. Except... Nope, it worked. Okay. It's weird trying to find the spot you gotta click to move the elevator up and down. Yep, there we go. Alright, with that, click like if you like, subscribe, share, and catch the next one. We'll talk to you later.